My guest is in the news almost every day. He's the chairman, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, General Buba Marwa. Is Nigeria a drug destination or drug route? Is the NDLEA arresting the actual drug kingpins or just foot soldiers? What happens after the arrest and parade of these traffickers? Many cultures, local and foreign, promote the use of marijuana. Even some government officials are clamoring for its legalization, citing economic benefits. Is he fighting a losing war? I'll tell you this though, he has a mandate and he is sticking to the plan. General Marwa, welcome to Dateline Abuja.
Thank you.
You've had quite a busy day, and it is International Day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. Talk to us a bit about the significance of this day. Why is this so important to us as a country?
As you know, the drug scourge is international. So this is a UN day. It's not only Nigeria, actually. It's global. This is one day when nations and societies are galvanized into recognition of this scourge in the world and steps to take it forward and out. That's really the long and short of it. On this day, all countries move up, address the drug scourge, look for solutions, pass it out with a view to mitigating or eliminating it. That's what it is. And in Nigeria, it's even more significant because from the last survey in 2018, 14.3 million Nigerians, that is almost 3 times the global average, are doing drugs. Very sad. It's moving. We have to take steps because it's destroying families, destroying our youth, our communities, and the country. Very urgent.
You know, many years ago, I attended an event where you were speaking, and we had people from the international community at that event. And of course, at the time, that was the first time I was hearing about the fact that the drive, you know, when you're handling drug use and drug abuse, is to treat drug users as patients, not as criminals. Is that something that we still hold on to in Nigeria?
It's actually a disease. There are two angles to it. First, the drug supply reduction, where we are the lead agency to enforce the laws against drugs, its cultivation, its manufacture, sale, and so on and so forth. But the other angle that must balance the supply reduction is the demand reduction. And one of the ways to deal with demand reduction is to treat the consumers actually as people who need help. For the most part, you find that they feel stigmatized or ashamed to look for treatment. That shouldn't be the case. So we tend not to criminalize users, pure users at a certain quantum. Otherwise, you know, everybody will go out now and start looking for what to smoke. But the main thing is to treat them.
So walk me through how that works. If we find drugs in someone, and those drugs are deemed to be for personal use, not for sale. So what do you do to the person if you discover drugs on an individual? What happens? What does the NDLEA do next?
It's a thin line.
Okay.
It's a thin line, and our officials have to determine whether it is for use, and the law till today also punishes users. We have to be very, very clear.
Okay, so back
we don't want to say don't criminalize it, you know, flat. In Nigeria, it is still the law.
So the law still treats users as criminals, but there's the option of treatment.
Yes, but it depends, because when you say you are a user and I find you with 1 kilogram of cocaine, that's beyond that.
If you find someone with a stick of cannabis,
that will probably lead to counseling at that point. But we have other things that we look at. Were you caught before with cannabis? Is this your first offense? And is it just 1 stick? We will go and make sure that is the case. And then the decision will be taken whether all you need is counseling, and we have counseling centers in all our communities, or whether you need to be prosecuted. It's a judgment call, depends on when, where, and how they found it.
So let's talk about drug use in Nigeria. Are we a destination country? Do we have more users here? Or are we more of a trafficking country?
A long time ago, we used to be more a traffic country, not anymore. Now, we are mainly a consumer. Mainly, of the 14.3 million, 10.6 million use cannabis, which is mostly grown here. We import, that is to say, Nigerians, those who are criminals, import still some from Canada, some from Ghana, some from the US, skunk, Arizona, and all these others. But for the most part, it's grown here in Nigeria, and 77% of drug users in Nigeria concentrate on cannabis.
So 77% are cannabis users?
Yes.
So what other drug comes next after cannabis when it comes to use in Nigeria?
Okay, cocaine. Well, next in order, tramadol, then codeine, then cocaine, then heroin, then methamphetamine, in that order. And then you have the new psychoactive substances, all kinds of stuff which you don't buy, lizard droppings, toilets, gutters and stuff. It's horrible, but they're doing it.
We're looking at a symptom. What's the disease? Why are many Nigerians using drugs?
From statistics and surveys, the tendency in impoverished societies where there's poverty, widespread poverty, you find they turn to drugs. This is not just Nigeria, to sort of assuage themselves and feel good temporarily.
So if we address poverty, would we be addressing the drug situation?
Which the president is doing. That's the 100 million Nigerians that is trying to get out of poverty over the next 10 years. In the last 2 years, 20 million Nigerians have been lifted out. So the president has a lot of political will to deal with this problem, and poverty is one of it. But there are other, even violence. Those who engage in criminalities, they also use drugs. They turn to drugs because they need to be chemically enhanced to become fearless, prone to violence, tireless, and more vicious. Otherwise, how would a normal person go after 200 or 300, 400 school children, arrest them, throw them in the bush, no food, and killing some of them because out of his mind? Those are issues of frustration, lack of education. There are a number of things, but poverty actually ranks very high in the root causes. War against drug abuse. There's no joke here.
Well, you do have your work cut out for you. It's going to be a very eventful time, watching you get this job done. Thank you so much for being with us on Dateline, and good luck.
Thank you.